convicted on the following matters. In the case of Rodrigo Roa Duterte and Senator Ronald De La Rosa versus Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin et al. The Supreme Court noted without action the motion for reconsideration filed by former President Rodrigo Duterte and Senator Ronald De La Rosa regarding the court's denial of their prayer for the issuance of a temporary restraining order. The court ordered respondents to personally file their comment on the new matters raised in the supplement to the petition filed by petitioners within a non-extendable period of 10 days from receipt of notice. Next, in the consolidated petitions for the writ of habeas corpus of former President Duterte, the court received the consolidated compliance with its March 13, 2025 resolution, filed by Department of Justice Officer in Charge, Undersecretary Nicholas Felix T., who was authorized to represent respondents in this case, considering the recusal of the Office of the Solicitor General. The court directed petitioners Sebastian, Veronica, and Paolo Duterte to personally file a traverse in response to the consolidated compliance within a non-extendable period of 5 days from receipt of notice. A copy of the available pleadings may be downloaded in the public pleading section of the Supreme Court website. Now, some changes in the schedule of the oral arguments. The oral arguments for the cases involving the transfer of PhilHealth funds will now take place on April 2 and 3, 2025, and April 4, if necessary, in Baguio City. The case involving the 2025 General Appropriations Act is scheduled on May 19, 2025, while the Maharlika Fund case is scheduled on July 8 and 9, 2025. Thank you very much.
As chair of the Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, I am calling for an urgent investigation into the arrest of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, an issue that has deeply divided the nation. It is imperative to establish whether due process was followed and to ensure that his legal rights were not upheld but protected, especially given the involvement of the ICC and the International Criminal Police Organization Interpol. To shed light on the matter, inviting key officials and agencies, including officials from the PNP, OTS, DOTR, DOJ, DFA, NSC at CAAP, and other resource persons and witnesses. The Senate must address these critical concerns to uphold the country's jurisdiction and to clarify policies governing our law enforcement agencies and their engagement with international tribunals. Our sovereignty and legal processes must remain paramount. Senator Amy Marcos.
Nako! Balat kayo pala ang buhay sa mundo. Alam mo, napaka-hipokrito mo. Dapat, nung nagsisimula palang binibira mo na ng binibira yan. Pero nung ginawa mo, nagkandara pa ka na maging party ka ng bahagi ng alyansa. Ngayon ka lamang nagsasalita. At saka, alam po ninyo, mawalang galang na sa'yo hindi mo na kailangan mag-imbestiga sapagkat lantaran. Kung baga, kitang-kitang mo yung ebidensya. Ano pang i-imbestigahan mo? Illegal nga eh. Kitang-kita mo yung illegal na ginawa nila. Alam mo rin na walang jurisdiction. Hindi ka abogada, pero nagtapos ka ng abogasiya. Kaya alam mo yun. Bakit hindi mo binira ng binira? Ano bang imbestigasyon? Wala na investigasyon. Kaya tapos na nga eh. Kitang-kita na nga. Kaya nga nagpunta na sa Korte Suprema eh. Dapat sumama ka na lang. O ikaw, nag-file ka ng petition sa Korte Suprema sapagkat ang Korte Suprema, ang huling bulwark of democracy. Walang maasahan sa inyo. Kaya nga pinapa-abolish na kayo eh.
Samantala, may pahayag isa pong Dr. Attorney Saad mula kay Attorney Lox Andutan. Sabi niya, I've received several messages from my friends because of this picture circulating online. I'm not sure why these people used my dad's picture, but he did not die from anything related to EJK o yung extrajudicial killings. Wala rin siyang koneksyon to former President Duterte. Just to be clear, he was murdered by people who are rotting in jail right now. He was murdered because of greed, jealousy, and reasons that our family could never understand and accept. It had nothing to do with drugs, nor EJK, or to former President Digong. Keep his picture out of your selfish agendas. He was and forever will be respected a respected urologist by his family, colleagues, and patients. Ang issue na ito, Attorney Sal, ay nagugat dahil may mga nabiktima di umano ng EJK na nilalantad sa mga rally ng mga makakaliwa, pero hindi naman talaga sila, yung mga kaso na yon ay non-related sa binibintang nilang EJK kay former President Duterte. Mapagkilatis po ngayon ng netizens, Attorney, at natitrace po na itong mga pinapakita ng larawan ay walang kaugnayan sa mga binibintang na akusasyon kay former President Digong.
Hindi nakataka-taka ho yan. Hindi nakataka-taka na gagamit sila ng lahat ng propaganda. Pero teka muna, ngayon, ang taong bayan, yung mga supporters, lalong-lalo na ng Presidente Duterte, talagang nagpupuyos ang kanilang mga damdamin. Kaya nagrarally sila ngayon. At talagang nagsisigawan ay balik, ibalik, ibalik. Yan ang ating slogan nga. Ibalik, ibalik, ibalik ang Presidente Duterte. Kaya ang panabangan yung mga campaign ni Presidente Duterte, maglabasan na kayo. Medyo babaguhin natin ang naratibo. Hindi lamang ang mga supporters ni Presidente Duterte ang kailangan lumabas at manindigan. Bakit kanyo? Sapagkat hindi na po ito issue ng Duterte. Ito'y issue ng soberentiya, kasarinlan ng bansa. Si Duterte ay naging simbolo lamang kung paano isinusuko ng bansang Pilipinas sa pamamagitan ng gobyernong ito sa ilalim ng Administrasyong Marcos Jr. Ang pagsuko sa soberentiya. Kaya lahat ng tao, kayo man ay in agreement with Duterte or in disagreement with Duterte, you must remember that you're a Filipino citizen and your country, through your government, has surrendered the sovereignty which we have given to these officials. Kaya kailangan mag-react kayo. Kayo'y conforme kay Duterte o hindi kayo conforme. Sapagkat ang issue ngayon ay ang bansa, ang pagsuko sa soberentiya ng ating bansa, ng mga binigyan natin ng kapangyarihan upang manilbihan sa atin, upang bigyan ng proteksyon ng ating bansa. Subalit ipinagkakanulo nila, isinusuko nila ang ating kasarinlan.
Attorney, sa kabila po ng kanyang sitwasyon, iniisip pa rin ni dating Pangulong Duterte ang kapakanan ng Pilipinas. Sa kanyang pagkikipagkita sa kanyang anak na si VP Sara Duterte, isang napakahalagang mensahe ang ipinapaabot ito sa mga Pilipino. Mula sa The Hague, magbabalita si Anton Cero.
Nagkita si Vice President Sara Duterte at ang kanyang ama na si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa The Hague, Netherlands. Dito inihiyag ng dating Pangulo ang isang matinding pahayag. Hindi niya kailanman ibinigay ang Pilipinas sa mga dayuhan.